Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. And the Lord thy power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, will put all these curses upon thine enemies and upon them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakakadash for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. You're gonna hear this this Edomite, this Shedamite, this devil, give it to you straight because I've been seeing a lot of videos with these Edomites. They're pretty much complaining of an ungodly father, saying how their forefathers did the blacks wrong, and why should we think anything is not gonna happen to us? We're gonna have to pay for that, and this, that, and the third, which is absolutely true, man. Because you got these devils out here with a smile on their face, frowning and all that, and like they done escaped scot-free. Even you got, you even got some Edomite women that's really trying to get in with Jake, be his woman and all that, but nothing you devils do is going to get you out of this ass whooping that the Lord got for you, man. And it's going to be very bad, the worst, ass whooping anybody's ever had in the history, right? Of ass whoopings, man. And I don't feel a bit of sympathy because, the elites, they knew who we were. They know who we are. But yet they still, decided to continue to oppress us and set up a system and keep a system going that destroys us as a people and everything, man. Like everything under the sun is done to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans in this system, man. Because we are the Israelites, the apple of the Lord's eye, man. And it's nothing you do is going to fix or make the Lord turn away his wrath from your nation, man. So let's hear what this woman got to say. Yahweh Shem Yahushua, willing to elect be edified. Shalom.
I know we like to say this is not who we are as a country, but the uncomfortable truth, this is exactly who we've always been. For Black Americans, constitutional rights have been treated as suggestions since this country's founding. Law enforcement has been dragging people from cars, beating them in the streets, breaking into their homes, and murdering them with impunity for generations. This isn't new, it's the pattern. And when we compare ICE to what Germany did during World War II, know that the Germans got the idea from us. They studied Jim Crow segregation laws, American eugenics programs, and forced sterilization, how we created second-class citizenship despite the 14th Amendment, using legal loopholes to strip voting rights and basic freedoms. This is the American legacy. The only thing that's changed is who is being targeted now. Many Americans either don't know this history or they're only outraged now because it's affecting white communities. If we want to build a true resistance against fascism, we have to be honest about where we're starting from. You cannot dismantle what you refuse to name. This country was built on white supremacy, and it's currently being run by white supremacists. And until we reckon with that, really reckon with it, we'll keep repeating these patterns under different names. The resistance starts with truth. The truth is, we've been here before. We invented it.
Yeah, that's the history of Esau Edom, man. Right? I got one more I want to share. I just thought of it. Salakia. 1 second. Because that's this devil's MO. You know? That's definitely this devil's MO. You know, this is what you know, this is what they do. This is exactly what they do. So I got Salakia, 1 second. Let me fix it up. Right, because this devil, he knows the history. He know who we are, like I said earlier. He knows who we are, man.
We never intended them to be anything other than a slave. But they began to grow in number and in power, and eventually they fought their way to some freedom. So we became even more cruel. And to keep our black Americans down, we lynched. But yet they rose. So then we used the welfare system, the criminal justice system, to keep them down, to contain them, to destroy them. But yet they rose, and they're rising. Then we built prisons and jails to hold them. Yet they rose. And so now we are doing exactly what the Pharaoh did at the end, sending out a decree. Kill them. So until we admit that when we wrote this Constitution that all men are created equal, that we never intended to include our black brothers and sisters, our nation may end up facing exactly what the Egyptians faced when they refused to let God's people go. So I'm going to say this to my white fellow Americans, that the bloodshed that is on its way is not on the hands of our fellow black Americans, but is on our hands. We are the ones that are refusing to let God's people go. We are the...
And now this dude, he makes a lot of videos like this. I forgot his name. But he makes a lot of videos like this. But you know, he's right. You know, and these devils, man, they know what they're doing to us, man. They know they're systematically oppressing us, and they got the whole world, you know, believing the shit. You know, they use their media to demonize so-called Negroes and Latinos, say that we're grapists and we're criminals, we're the problem, right? And you know, people they believe it, and they want to be a part of, you know, getting us out the way. But they've been lied to, man. So it's not, you know, gonna go, you know, right for them, and it's not gonna go light for them. Because when Yahweh Shem Yahushua finally decides to fully judge these devils, man, it's not gonna be nothing, you know, nothing merciful about it. This is Jeremiah 49 and verse 12. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken it." Who's that? The children of Israel, man. We wasn't made to go through slavery and judgment, but we went off, right? Right? We went off. So the Lord judged us. But even in the judgment that the Lord, you know, even how the Lord judged us, he had mercy on us, man. Because what? He allowed us to return to him. Right? Now we know his name. Now we're waking up to who we are, right? Knowing that we are the children of Israel and knowing what we did to you know, cause all that oppression and affliction and wrath to come upon us. Now we know. But see, this devil, You know, he knows who we were. He knows who we are. But yet he still has this hatred, this perpetual hatred inside of him. Well, the Lord put it in him anyway, to where he don't want to turn his foot away from oppressing us, man. And the Lord is setting him up beautifully. And you see, this devil, when he's judged, he's not going to be judged with mercy, man. Because what? He has not showed any mercy to the children of Israel. So these devils, they can make however many videos they want to make. That's still not going to turn away the punishment thereof. You know? So I wanted to get something real quick. This is that same verse, Jeremiah 49, right? 49 and verse 12 in the AMP. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, behold, those," which are the Israelites, "who were not sentenced to drink the cup of wrath shall certainly drink it. And are you to remain unpunished?" So that's Esau, Edom. If the Lord loved us, if the Lord loved us, and we're his people, but he judged us, do you not think he's going to judge your ass, who he hates? It says, "You will not be acquitted and go unpunished, but you will certainly drink from the cup of wrath and judgment." Right? So, you know, these devils, they're not going to get away, man. They're not going to get away. Right? So let's read verse 13. It says, "For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation." And Basra is is Edom. Basra is you devils, man. Right? It says, "A reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes," man. Look at the cities, man. Look at the chaos. Right? Throughout the four corners of the earth. Look at it, man. The people are insane, man. People are showing their hatred for these devils, even their own people. So, hey, it's not going to get any better for these devils. They slotting down, you know, a icy mountain with skis on, man. That's how fast they come into the day of their destruction, man. That's how fast. Let me get one more. We're gonna play it. This is Job chapter 21 and verse 29. And it reads, "Have ye not asked them that go by the way? And do ye not know their tokens," meaning their signs, "that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath." And that's the day that they're being brought forth to. The day of wrath, man. "Who shall declare his way to his face, and who shall repay him what he have done?" The Lord is going to do it. Right? By way of his people. And the Lord himself, man, when he destroys this place with thermonuclear fire. When you read Ezekiel 25:12-14, the Lord tells you that he's going to use the Israelites to put hands on the Edomites, man. That's going to happen. So I got one more. We're going to shut it down.
Ones that are refusing to acknowledge that we do not value our black brothers and sisters as equal individuals or equal Americans as us white men. And to my black brothers and sisters,
and we're not equal to you devils, man. We're better than you. We're the best on the whole planet. We're the best on the planet, man. Right? We're not equal. We'll never be equal to you devils, man. We'll always be above you. And you know this. This is why you set up a system to oppress us and that we can't get ahead, man. Because if we are on any equal playing field, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans are going to surpass you, man, overnight. And you know this. Fucking devils.
Racial issues, as I've said, have been there from the very foundation, but why do we see it more? Because there's a shifting. See, us white men have been at the head since the foundation. But we've had a black president. And we've done everything in our power to keep him from really changing things.
And Obama is not our people. Obama's an African. He's a Hamite, man. We don't consider him our people. All black people are not the same. So-called black people are not the same.
Now we have another minority rising to the top, a white female. What does that say? Those of us who are white men who have been at the head are now starting to see and fear that we are going to become the tail. And we know what we've done to you. And so now we're fearful that you're going to do to us what we have done to you. But I will say that
most of it, things that are lawful, we're not going to be into none of that fucking buck breaking and all that, abominable shit. But for the most part, you're going to catch it, man. You're going to get it double.
I've lived in a black community for 23 years. I've never been treated the way that this country has treated my black Americans. So I call out my white Americans to say we better heed, repent, acknowledge, and change.
And they're not going to change, man. They're not going to change. This will be my last one. We're going to shut it down. This is Sirach 41:5. It says, the children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly, man. And that's these devils, man. These devils are abominable. They brought abominations, man. Right? And they promote it to this day. It says, the inheritance of sinners, children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. They're about to catch hell day by day. These curses are about to fall on these devils heavy, man, and all other nations. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Yeah, your forefathers did us wrong. Even your leadership to this day, the tab gonna fall on you, man. Right? Because these powers that be that are in leadership roles, these are the children of their forefathers who oppressed us, who lynched us, who did all types of shit to us, man. This is why these things are still going on, lynchings and people disappearing, organs being taken, brothers being, feasted on, man. Because these devils have never changed, man. These devils are fucking wicked, man. Super wicked. Right? And disgusting. Verse 8, it says, woe be unto you, meaning destruction, ungodly men, which have forsaken, right? Which have forsaken the law of the Most High Power, right? For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. So you've gotten the fatness of the earth. You've, had everything, man. But you're not understanding and knowing that by you increasing, that was just leading to the day of your destruction, man. Your technology. All these things are leading up to your day of destruction, and it's right at the door. Right? It says, and if ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse. And if ye die, a curse shall be your portion. All that are in the earth shall turn to the earth again. So the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction. So they're going to have hell put on them the whole way until the end. And the end is going to bring their destruction, man. No matter how much you apologize, no matter, if you seek to please the poor, the Lord already ordained it that you devils, you got to go, man. And rightfully so. So I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all about Shem Yahushua willing. The elect was edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. To the next lesson. I'm gonna say Shalom. You devils are done, man. Through. Shalom.